Okay, so looking through the stuff you sent over this week, the urban wildlife piece, those garden meeting notes,
Mm.
something jumped out. It made me think of this little scenario.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Picture, like Critterville School Garden. Tulips are out, looking great. And suddenly Max the raccoon finds these huge, muddy footprints right in the
Ah.
flowers.
Oh, not good for the tulip.
Not good at all. And they're weird footprints, too, all like squiggly and
It's
strange.
squiggly. Okay, that's odd.
Right. So immediately everyone's guessing, is a moose? Yeah, a giant snail, maybe. Someone even said an alien with interesting shoes.
An alien. Okay, so the usual suspects when something weird happens.
Pretty much. But it's funny. It sort of shows how we react to new stuff, doesn't it? We see something
Ah,
confusing and just grab the first wild idea.
that's true. We do tend to look for quick explanations, even slightly crazy ones. It's human nature, I guess.
Totally. And that's kind of what we're diving into today, how those really confusing, maybe even bizarre details in the information we look at can actually be the exact thing that unlocks the whole picture.
Instead of just jumping to the alien theory.
Exactly. Which brings us to Detective Dot, the duckling. She's on the case.
Ah, Detective Dot. I like her already. Methodical, I bet.
You got it. No wild moose guesses for Dot. First thing she clocks. The prints go into the tulips, but there aren't any prints coming back out.
Okay, that is interesting. Detail number 1.
And she gets right down there sniffing the dirt. Smells like dandelions, apparently.
Dandelions. Okay, not mud necessarily.
Well, muddy dandelions, maybe. And she's measuring them, but with a carrot she had with her.
Resourceful. Using a carrot. Love it.
And she even tries, interviewing the worms, who knew nothing, obviously.
Bless their hearts. Probably didn't see a thing. But Dot's approach, it really shows something important, doesn't it?
Yeah, like gathering all those little bits, the exit prints, the smell, the carrot measurement.
Right. None of them solves it alone, but together, they build a picture. It's like when you're looking at different sources, right? Are you just grabbing headlines or are you noticing the little odd bits, the things that don't quite fit?
Because those little odd bits can be, well, everything.
Sometimes, yeah, they can be the most revealing part.
And in this case, it's one tiny detail that breaks it open. Dot spots this little trail of cookie crumbs.
Cookie crumbs. Okay, now we're talking less alien, more snack-related.
Exactly. Suddenly the moose theory seems a bit less likely.
That trail of crumbs, it's like a tangible link, isn't it? Pulls you away from the wild ideas towards something maybe more ordinary.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. Sometimes the simple answer is right there, even if it's not, a giant hopping snail.
So when things look really confusing in your own research, maybe ask, is there a simple thing I've just overlooked? A cookie crumb?
So Dot follows the crumbs, does a little stakeout by the compost bin, and who does she find?
Let me guess. Not an alien.
Not an alien. It's Benny the beaver, looking super guilty, and his tail, covered in mud.
Ah, Benny. So he made the footprints. But wait, why were they squiggly? Was his tail just wagging weirdly?
Get this, Benny was just hungry, trying to get an early snack from somewhere near the compost. The footprints. His muddy tail made them as he dragged it. But the squiggles.
Yeah.
His tail wasn't just muddy, it was covered in mud and jelly beans.
Jelly beans. No way, that explains the squiggles.
Right. He must have raided a secret stash first. So the bizarre clue had a perfectly logical, if slightly sticky, explanation.
That's brilliant. It really shows how you shouldn't just dismiss the weird stuff. Dot didn't just say squiggly, must be aliens. She kept looking calmly.
And found the jelly bean truth.
The hilarious jelly bean truth.
So thinking about Benny and Detective Dot and, our own info gathering.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway?
Well, first, pay attention to those little details, maybe. The dandelion smells, the cookie crumbs.
Yeah, the stuff that seems minor. Ask questions. Don't just assume it's a moose.
Observe calmly. And sometimes the answer involves a beaver with a sweet tooth.
Huh. And maybe the jelly beans aren't great footwear.
Definitely not. But seriously, think about those sources you mentioned earlier, or any information you're trying to figure out. Are there details that feel off, out of place?
Like our own little squiggly footprints.
Exactly. Could those be your cookie crumbs, your jelly beans? The key to understanding what's really going on.
It's about looking past the obvious, maybe. Piecing together all the clues, not just the big ones.
Precisely. Like Detective Dot. Break it down. Look closely.
So the challenge for everyone listening, I guess, is to go back to whatever you're working through. Look again. What are the strange details staring you in the face? What are your jelly bean footprints?
You might actually be surprised at how clearly things come into focus when you find them.